Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be making a vegan dessert. So the dessert that I've chosen, I've actually found it in this book that I purchased recently. It's called Food is the Solution. It's a really interesting book. About half of it goes over how the meat industry is affecting a lot of the Earth's problems, such as climate change, deforestation, things like that. And then the other half is really good, interesting recipes. I think it has 80 recipes that are all vegan. So the recipe that I've chosen to try, and I'm making this because my husband's birthday is coming up, so I decided to make a nice cake for him. So this is actually a vegan cheesecake. It's a lemon, vanilla, raspberry cheesecake with coconut. So I have all my ingredients here. So the ingredients that I'm using is actually a proportion of the ingredients that are needed because the ingredients stated in this book is for an 8x8 pan. Which is really big for just 2 people. So I'm going to be making a smaller version in a smaller pan, and then also a mini personalized version as well, just a personal small one. So I have a portion of the ingredients here, but I'm going to be giving you the ingredients for a 8x8 pan like this. Okay. So the ingredients stated here in this recipe: you're going to need 15 dates, pitted, 1 cup of raw almonds, 1 cup of shredded coconut, a zest of 1 lemon, 2 pinches of salt, 4 cups of fresh raspberries, 3 cups of raw cashews, and the cashews are going to need to be soaked 4 hours in advance. So just make sure that you set that aside 4 hours before you want to make this dish. And you're going to need 1 cup of canned coconut milk, half a cup of agave. I decided to use maple syrup instead. And you'll need 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, 1½ teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 cup of coconut flakes. That's going to be using for garnishing. So I have all of my ingredients here already prepared. So I did soak my cashews 4 hours in advance. So I've broken down the ingredients for how I'm going to be using them. So according to the recipe, the first thing that you will need for the base of the cheesecake, you're going to be needing all of your dates, your almonds, your shredded coconut, lemon zest, and a pinch of salt. And all of that I have prepared here. I'm going to be blending it up to use for the base, which I'll show you. The second layer is going to have all of your cashews, and you put them in a blender along with the coconut milk, agave, lemon juice, and your vanilla extract, and the pinch of salt. So you're adding 1 pinch of salt each. And so that's going to be in the second layer. So after we blend this up, we're only going to use half of it for our second layer, and our third layer is going to be the same ingredients with added raspberries. So it's a 3-layer cake, and then we have some garnish. So if you'd like to get a visual of what we're planning on making, is this right here. So it has the base, and then it's got the middle layer here, which is cashews, and we're just going to add some raspberries in there just without blending them. And then the third layer is going to be having blended raspberries, and then we've got the garnish. So it's going to look something like this, hopefully, once I put it all together. So let me go ahead and start blending them, and then we will see how we can put it all together, hopefully get to look like a nice cheesecake. Okay, so now I went ahead and did the first step, which is just blending all of the ingredients together. So this is going to be, again, for the layer, the base layer. And in this one, we put our dates, almonds, shredded coconut, lemon zest, and a pinch of salt. And I just blended all of that together here. That's going to be our base layer. Then we're going to put a little bit of a few raspberries in there. This is our second layer here, which is going to go on top of the raspberries. This is our cashews, and we put them together with the coconut milk, agave, lemon juice, vanilla, and some salt. and I actually blended all of it together, and then I took half of it out. So this is the half without the raspberries. Then I added some raspberries and I blended it again, and this is the other half with the raspberries. So we're going to be doing those 3 layers and then garnish. So let's see how that turns out. Okay, so I've put my first layer down in there already. So once we put that in there, we just use our hands to just smush it together so we can stay together. Although we are going to freeze this cake overnight, so it will stick together in the freezer. But right there you can see that it's stuck pretty well. And I did that for both of my cakes that I'm making. Now we're going to go ahead and put some raspberries in there. There's going to be whole raspberries in our second layer. So I'm just going to put them down in there now. Okay, now we're going to put our layer with just the cashews without the raspberry. We're going to go ahead and pour that on top of this right here. All right, so now I've put my cashew layer in here now. I didn't take enough of it out, so I didn't have enough for my other one that I'm making. So this one is just gonna have 1 layer, which is going to be the raspberry flavor. But this one is the regular cheesecake flavor layer, and I'm going to put the other layer on it now. Okay, so now I have added the 3rd layer with the raspberry flavor. So if you can see here, we have 3 distinct layers. The bottom layer is the base of the cheesecake. Then we have the vanilla layer, and then we have the raspberry layer. So we have all 3 layers here. And I'm just going to garnish it. And for garnishing, I have kept aside some of the shredded coconut, some coconut flakes, and raspberries. So I'm just going to garnish it now, and then we'll freeze it overnight, and then we'll see how it turns out tomorrow. Okay, so now I am done preparing my cheesecake. This is going to go in the freezer overnight for the best results. So we're going to be eating it tomorrow. I used a cling wrap to wrap this so that it's easier to take it out. Once it's out of the freezer, you can just pick it up and just take out the whole cake at once. So that's why I have used saran wrap for both of these things here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover it up, and it's going to go straight in the freezer until tomorrow. Okay, so now it's the next day, and yesterday I left the cheesecake in the fridge overnight. So this is how it turned out. I think it looks pretty good, especially for my first try. So again, it is a vegan cheesecake, and we used cashews to make it. And here is the other one. So I just took it out of the freezer, and you just have to leave it out for 10-15 minutes before you want to eat it. And I just used the cling wrap that I had around the dish to just pick it up. You can also put it in some hot water or use a warm knife to just kind of slice it out. But either way, I think it came out really nice, and I'm really excited to try it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Do let me know if you try it and if you liked it. And until next time.